Yes, he can. 230, that's a big improvement for Zonka. 230, 158. Still in the same position as he was in before, but a lot more secure. You can see Joey Hernandez was behind him. Let's see if he can improve this time around at least. So that gap stays 1.2 seconds between 4 and 5. There's Prablax. 7 at the minute, 216.8. We know how important qualifying really is for the race. You need to stay clean, especially if you're in the front of the field. Matt Haynes, 219.7 at the minute. Line driver on tonight, he qualified on a 216.744, so much more time in there for him. Could at least go P7 here. Here's AJ Masuk. AJ Masuk's going to the provisional pole, 211.6. I missed that. But he's 6 tenths ahead of Jay Craig. AJ Masuk in to take his first pole here. Can he even do it? 211.6 that he did. He's going to get one more shot after this lap. 211.6.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you may be in the world. And welcome back to the One Line Racing Center live stream for 2025. It's the first time I'm back. That's on live streams before this. It's the first time I'm back on the Twitch channel, where you can watch all these races live. My name is Dan Papers, and I'll be guiding you through all the action tonight. So happy to be back for 2025, and what a race we are back for, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to divide $1,000 of prize money under our top 3 here today. And we're doing that with 10 drivers on the rosters. Once again, they were able to qualify themselves. This is for the big one. We are in qualifying at the moment.
Prablax stays in 7th, 216.1. AJ Masuk's the final time he can try something through the Schumacher is. Schumacher, of course, back in the day competed in the Race of Legends. What can AJ Masuk do? Can he convert it into his first pole ever for the One Line Racing Center? Community Cup. If there is ever a time to close off the year, well, it is now.
All right, and after that, we're back. Good afternoon to everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, how I always open my streams. Welcome back to the One Line Racing Center, like I said, for the year 2025. Time to get things underway, and we do that with the Community Cup Winter Season Finale. And it's a big one. It's $1,000 of prize money on the line for specifically this race. We're in qualifying at the moment. 10 drivers have once again, as in all Community Cups, managed to qualify themselves. A lot of familiar faces, also a lot of new faces. Weston Criddle, someone that I haven't seen on the channel here before in my time of commentary for the One Line Racing Center. He's with us this evening. currently 6th place in qualifying. He's racing the Aston Martin livery for today. Then it's Hargrove in P1 at the moment on a 125.732. Joey Dom, he's back with us, of course, for the Community Cup. And he could win $500 of prize money if he finishes in first place here today. You might ask me then, how is it distributed, that prize money? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. It's $500 for whichever driver finishes first, and it's $350 for the driver that finishes second, and it's $150 for the driver that finishes third. So even finishing on the podium will get you more than enough money to buy you a couple of more sessions at the One Line Racing Center. Try and improve to get that $500 next time up. 6 and a bit minutes left in this qualifying session. Anthony Wen currently on the pole position, 125.073. And of course it's Anthony Wen on the pole. We've seen him so often up there. He's such a familiar face for everyone watching. Hargrove has just gone to P2. Julian Cotto, he's in 4th at the moment on 126.222. Joey Dom here, 9th at the minute. He will improve, that's for sure. He goes up to 5th only now. Have to say, for Joey Dom, that's a little bit disappointing. He's expecting at least a top 3 from Joey. So Jay Greg then also expecting more really from him. Expecting him to jump up into the top 5 maybe. In the always beautiful camel Red Bull livery.
So, obviously how the cars were back in the day, way too much power for the brakes. People love that back in the day, way too much power. Not really brakes that can handle it. On a racetrack, especially the turn 1 with the line, it's rally, it's gone down there. It's spicy,
There is Yusuf Agazam. At the moment, he's 7/10 of Ryan Collins ahead of him. In 7th, let's see, can he improve across the line? Now, and stays 8th. Goes no higher than that. Looking with Carson Hargrove. Also not a name that we've seen very often here in the One Line Racing Center live streams here on Twitch for our races. As you know, most of our races are live streamed here on the Twitch channel and are all live to see for you. Hopefully in 2025, most of them will be with commentary. If it isn't me, it will hopefully be someone else to provide you with a lovely voice when the drivers are thrashing around the circuit. Chase Black at the moment in 4th. In the MP Motorsport Red Bull livery. Remember the Hearst raced in this car before. In the All Women Formula 1 Academy Series. Of course, supporter series to Formula 1. Chase Black putting that car up into 4th. Joey Dom a 10th and a half, just over, down on the man in P4, Chase Black. Let's see if he can do something about that this time round. Needs a 25.636 or better. And across the line for Joey Dom, what will it be? It stays at a 25.813. Not making it easy for himself here, Joey Dom. Let's see then who qualified. In total, it was 10 drivers that were here,
He's got a second to close up to AJ
and it was Joey Dom that qualified in first, then Anthony Wen in second, Jay Craig in third, Chase Black in fourth, and Ishfaq Azam in fifth. Is a driver that's gone round in the background. Julian Cotto was that? No, wasn't.
That's going to allow AJ Masek
Couldn't quickly catch who was that who did go round, but
on our first lap of the race already.
none more about that. Julian Cotto in sixth at the moment, Daniel Gotch in 10th on a 27.785. What can he do in the Tommy Hilfiger liveried car? Switching to Weston Criddle. And Brands Hatch, what a track this is. A track where many championships have concluded. British GT4 concludes at this track. To Weston Criddle, that's a bit too much of rear end rotation. And that's a 360. Tina Hosman drives that Aston Martin livery in the Formula 1 Academy Series. She's had her fair share of spins this season. Criddle decides to learn from it and do a 360 up Dingledell. Jake Craig up into third now. Told you you'd be in the top 5. I'm expecting Joey Dom also to improve still at some point. Joey Dom, after qualifying quite dominantly in first, not able yet to get any further than 5th on the grid. See if he can do it this time round. Would be nice for him to get that improvement. Carson Hargrove qualified in 6th, Daniel Gotch in 7th, Orion Collins in 8th, Julian Cotto in 9th, and Weston Criddle in last, but 10th on the grid. And if we look at Weston Criddle, he's at the moment in 7th, so doing much better than what he qualified in. And Joey Dom is in 5th at the moment, not doing any better than what he qualified in, because he qualified in 1st and he's not able to get there. Ishfaq Azam also expected him to be maybe a little bit higher up the field too. Quite a lot of surprises here today. Here's Anthony Wen, who so far is on the provisional pole. Carson Hargrove will try and do something about it. Needs to find about 3/10 to go quicker than him. Carson Hargrove has 2 more corners to go to do so. The fact that he's continuing tells me that he is at least on an improvement. 1 more right-hander to go on to the final straight. Don't dip a tire into the grass, just about manages to stay within track limits. Back to the pits he goes, no improvement for Carson Hargrove. And it's Anthony Wen taking pole position for that $500 in P1. Carson Hargrove currently going home with $350. And Jay Gray going home with the last $150. Surprisingly, especially if we look at how qualifying went for this event, Joey Dom not in it for the prize money at all, down in 5th.
Jay Craig now chasing down our pole sitter. He was able to follow AJ Masek through when he made his pass.
Now it's a bit of a wait until we get on to the grid. As always, time to grab your drink, your popcorn, because oh boy, you don't want to miss this one. $1,000 in prize money to give out by One Line Racing Center. $500 for P1, $350 for P2, and $150 for P3. You do not want to miss it.
Oh, Brablack Max, that's a mistake. Too tight on the second part of that chicane. That's going to allow Matt Haynes through. Jay Grigg isn't backing off here either from AJ Masek. There's contact, and they go round. Our pole sitter has been taken out of the battle for the lead by Jay Grigg.
Right then, here we go for the grids for the Community Cup Winter Season Finale. Anthony Wen on the pole position, Carson Hargrove in second, Jay Grigg in third for that prize money. Then it's Black in fourth, Dom in fifth, Gotch in sixth, Criddle in seventh, Collins in eighth, Azam in ninth, and Gotch in 10th. We're waiting for these 5 red lights to illuminate. There's 6 red lights, excuse me, to illuminate. When they go out, we're racing at Brands Hatch, and that's now. It's lights out, and away we go. A good start from Anthony Wen. Carson Hargrove with a good 1-2. And it's Chase Black having to go around the outside of Joey Dom, already challenging him up the inside of turn 2. Joey Dom having to start 5th, up into 3rd already on the exit of turn 2. That is the kind of quality that is Joey Dom, as Chase Black has an incident with, I think, it was Jay Grigg behind him. Both of them dropped down the order. It's Ryan Collins who gets up the 4th now, just outside of those money-paying positions in the top 3. It's Criddle in 5th, Cotton 6th, Ishmael Azam up into 7th now. Chase Black into 8th, Gotch 9th, Jay Grigg at the bottom of the standings. Who expected that? Coming out of the first lap, Weston Criddle with more trouble on the first lap. Ryan Collins gets overtaken by Cott. Gillian Cotto up in front of Ryan Collins now. But the top 3 already breaking away, and Joey Dom is up into 2nd. This is the quality, that's Joey Dom. It's incredible how he does it time after time. On board now with Weston Criddle in 8th. Oh, Weston, that's a bit too much. Once again, too much rear end rotation. Round he goes. Jay Grigg in 7th at the moment. Still trying his absolute best to claw back positions lost on that opening lap with the incident, together with Chase Black. Jay Grigg going around the outside of Gotch, managing to make that pass stick up into 6th already, but massive time loss. 6.5 seconds back now. with Chase Black now the man that Jay Greg is trying to hunt down. We have seen bigger gaps overturned in the One Line Racing Center Community Cup, so I wouldn't say Jay Craig is out of it yet. I would say, though, that he hasn't made it easier for himself. After qualifying in the top 3 positions, he's now trying to chase down one of those positions to take at least $150 in prize money home. Chase Black in pole position now to take advantage if anything happens up the front. It's Carson Hargrove leading this race, 2.9 laps completed. And then it's Anthony Wen in P2. Then Joey Dom in P4. Then is this battle between Chase Black and Ryan Collins for 4th and 5th. Jay Greg in 6th. Daniel Koch in 7th. Ishbak Azam in 9th. Then it's Koch in 9th. Sorry, Ishbak Azam in 8th. Koch in 9th. Then Weston Criddle in P10. At the bottom of the order. For those drivers, it's try to salvage what's possible and just keep plodding along. You never know what happens up ahead. If something happens, you're there to pick up the pieces. Gap at the front of the field between Hargrove and Wen is 1.8 seconds. Excuse me. The gap behind that between Wen and Dom is 1 second only. Joey Dom after qualifying outside of the top 3 in only what we have to say is a disappointing 5th place. Now up into 3rd. Julian Cotto trying to chase down Ishbak Azam. Ryan Collins also trying to catch up to the back of Chase Black for 4th and 5th on the grid. As it stands, 24 minutes left in this race. 24 minutes to hang on. I say 24 minutes to hang on. We've only completed 6 of the 30. Oh, Joey Dom, what have you done? Joey Dom has gone round. Chase Black passes him, Ryan Collins gets past. And Joey Dom, after making such an incredible comeback into the top 3, has binned it coming out of turn 3. Back down into the position where he started P5. Jay Greg in 6th now, only 7 tenths behind him. Julian Cotto has also gotten past Ishbak Azam. He's now 2.1 seconds back on him again. Jay Greg, here he is, knocking on the door of Joey Dom. Spinning the car probably on the exit curve of turn 3 to the inside. And being stranded there, costing him multiple positions and a lot of time. Chase Black now in P3. Oh, and it's gone round again. It's gone from bad to worse for Joey Dom. It's really a race to forget for the young man. Joey Dom is back into 6th with another spin coming out of the last corner, overheating tires. And the car not liking that. Anthony Wen now free to chase down Hargrove. Not having to look so far in his mirrors anymore. Bit wide of the apex there in turn 4. But importantly, a good exit onto the back straight here. Into the right-hander we go. Chasing down that dot ahead of us. That is Carson Hargrove, who at the minute is set to go home with $500 of prize money for just turning up and winning this race. Of course, he had to qualify for this. He did so, Carson Hargrove, but only did that in 6th. So I can't emphasize enough how much of an underdog story this is at the moment, with Carson Hargrove qualifying himself in 6th for this event. Looking back at Ryan Collins, here's our leader, Carson Hargrove, going to turn 3 now. There on the inside is where Joey Dom binned it into the inside wall. Nice line there from Carson Hargrove. Once again, getting a couple of 10s on Anthony Nguyen. Got now up to 1.8, 1.9 just about. Jay Craig, after his first lap heroics, is back into the top 5 here. And Chase Black, after the contact he had with Jay Craig and dropping all the way down to 8, is back up into the money paying positions here. Top 3 podium position for Chase Black after his first lap heroics, and he's definitely not out of a shot for the win here either. If there's a mistake from either Carson Hargrove or Anthony Nguyen up front, with about an 8-second gap, he is just about there, I think, to pick up the pieces if anything goes wrong for the two. Jay Grigg now on the back of Ryan Collins to get up back into P4 and put himself one position away from prize money. Jay Grigg, but the way he's been driving this season would say he deserves to take home at least some of it. But it doesn't matter how you've been driving the whole season if only this race is what pays you the bucks. So Jay Craig's going to have to put everything he's learned so far into one race. Stay calm, that's the most important thing. Don't go and overdrive the car, because that won't fix anything. Make sure you stay calm, but also make sure you make short work of Orion Collins. He seems like he has the pace over Orion. A tighter line, better line from Jay Craig. Better exit onto the straight. This is his chance. Pulls to the inside. Will Orion Collins fight it? Yes, he will. The outside from Paddock Hill Bend, where the inside is massively favored. And there you go. Jay Craig gets through. Looking for the cutback on the exit is Orion Collins. Doesn't quite get it. Had a look to the inside of turn 2, but decides the better of it. And that is Jay Craig after his spin on the first lap, dropping all the way down to 10th, only one position away from prize money in P4. 9.5 seconds up ahead is Chase Black, the man he will be chasing down. So what I did there, yeah. Hope that wasn't too much of a dad joke right there, or I'll be getting fired from comms here. But Anthony Nguyen is the driver we're looking at the minute. Second place still for Anthony. We know that a mistake here or there could very easily happen, but Carson Hargrove has looked invincible so far. And once again, I do not believe in the commentator's curse. I think Carson Hargrove will be just about fine. Even if I talk about him doing an absolutely incredible job at the front of the field. Chase Black is still trying to chase down Anthony Nguyen. Gap 8.7 seconds. Jay Craig though, closing the gap now from 9.5 to 9.1 already. Julian Cotto right behind Gotchi. This is the fight for P7 and P8. We're almost halfway through this race. 16 and a half minutes to go. We'll have a quick run through the order once we get to halfway. But first, we look at this battle between Julian Cotto and Daniel Gotch up ahead. In my opinion, battle of the sponsors. I have a feeling that a certain driver might take Tommy Hilfiger to Ferrari, since the partnership with Mercedes has ended. Of course, Mercedes announcing their partnership with Adidas. And I have a feeling Tommy Hilfiger might be partnering with Ferrari soon. It's Julian Cotto to the inside of Gotch. He gets that move done finally. Into the second of the three right-handers. Dingle Dell the dip now that they're going through. This is Joey Dom on the back of Ryan Collins now. Ryan Collins picked up that position when Joey Dom spun. And lets him go ahead. Knows that Joey Dom might be the quicker person at this stage of the race. And might think it's beneficial here to just let Joey Dom past. Thinking about what could happen, goes wide there, Ryan Collins. You can see further up the road, Joey Dom, once he's gotten past Ryan Collins, has now pulled out a gap of 1.5 seconds already. But that was indeed the smart decision for Ryan Collins, not to fight it, not to lose any time with it. Slotting back in. But we're over halfway now. Let's have a run through the order as it stands now, halfway through this race. Carson Hargrove is leading the race for that $500 in prize money. Anthony Wentz trying to chase him down, trying to take an extra $150 home. At the moment, he would be getting $350 for his second place finish, but it's not over yet, obviously. Chase Black in P3, he would be taking home $150 for finishing on the last podium spot in P3. Jay Grigg, after his first lap heroic, spinning, dropping all the way down to 10th, has made his way back up into P4. That gap already come down about a second to Chase Black, but I don't see that gap closing quite quickly enough for Jay Grigg to arrive at Chase Black's gearbox before the end of this race. Joey Dom was up in third, started fifth, was up in third, back down in fifth once again after he spun on the fourth lap of this race on the exit of turn 3. Ryan Collins in sixth then, just been overtaken by Joey Dom, let him past. Turned out to be the smart decision, because Joey Dom has already pulled out a gap of 3 seconds over Ryan Collins in sixth. Then in seventh, it's Julian Cotto, who's overtaken Daniel Gotch again. Ishfaq Azam in ninth, and Weston Criddle in P10. While we were watching that, a massive snap for Anthony Wen, who is just getting closer to Carson Hargrove. This race has so much in petto for us. It's been a crazy race already. That's a nice apex, Anthony. Apex is lava, we say. About 2 football fields off that apex in turn 4. But it'll be fine. Next lap, he will try and get closer. Maybe become friends with the apex. And take it every time he goes through there. Weston Criddle back in the field, 38 seconds back on Ishfaq Azam, still going round. Having some troubles this evening with the rear end of that Aston Martin liveried car. But Anthony Wen finally closed that gap to almost below a second with that snap in turn 2. Gap back up to 2 seconds now. Gives Carson Hargrove a bit of breathing room. So with 11.5 minutes to go here. Oh, Joey Dom. Oh, I was going to say, Jesus. Scared me there for a second, but what's happened to Joey Dom that he's gone back into pit lane? Is that a mistake? Don't know what happened there. A disappointing race for the young driver. Joey Dom was already not looking great after qualifying in as the first seat for this race. Is now in the pits and dropping down the order. Joey Cotto, or Julian Cottos, excuse me, in 7th, about to overtake into Daniel Gotch in 8th. That's 7 seconds back on Cotto. Carson Hargrove, oh, that's a bit much from Ishbagazam. At a 10th or 2 lost on Daniel Gotch up ahead. Anthony Wen getting the gap down below 2 seconds again. I have just gotten word that there has been a rage quit from Joey Dom. No, Joey Dom was forfeited in this race, and that's never something you want to hear. Our first DNF in quite a while. Can't remember the last time. I don't think I've ever seen a DNF in the One Line Racing Center live stream when I was on the commentary. So that's a first also for me. And sadly, Joey Dom taking no further part in this race. Anthony Wen in P2. 1.9 seconds back. It's been such a painstaking process to get back that time. And with that mistake of Anthony in turn 2 just 2 laps ago, opened up that gap again. That's just a beautiful example of how you can be busy for 20 minutes trying to gain a 10th here, a 10th there to close down that gap. And how it's all gone within 2-3 seconds. All of that work that you were fighting for so hard in the previous laps, the previous 20 minutes, all gone within 2 seconds. And that's also racing, but it can also go the opposite way. You can be working hard to keep the gap the same or not lose anything on the driver ahead, and then within 2 or 3 seconds you'll be ahead of him, deep in there. So it can work both ways. This time round for Anthony Wen, it worked the opposite way of what he wanted it to go, and that $500 in prize money is getting closer and closer for Carson Hargrove. As I said, we were expecting Joey Dom to battle at the front of the field after qualifying in that first heat this evening. But sadly, an early end to this race for Joey. We will see him back in other Community Cups. There'll be plenty of more chances to take prize money home for the young man. It's a race to forget, but a race to focus on other ones to learn from. And as I said, it can work both ways. Gap down to 1.4 seconds now. There's that mistake. .3 seconds. This is the battle for the big money, the big shot. Pressure is on Carson Hargrove's shoulders, and they'll be feeling that pressure from Anthony Wen. Anthony Wen is used to winning, but even for Anthony, this will be a nervous situation. 1.2 seconds. Slipstream will soon start to work. Chase Black 10.8 seconds back on this Jake Craig. Instead of closing up that gap, oh, and there goes all the time you've been fighting for, Anthony Wen. And I think if Carson Hargrove doesn't do anything crazy here, that might be it for today. 1.7 seconds the gap is back up to. Still 5 minutes to go for this race to go anyway. Anthony Wen maybe just overdriving the car a little, seeing that there was a chance. And that's what pressure does with you. Pressure can be very mean, but it can also be very good to you. You get into a certain hyper focus sometimes. And this can either be good or this can either be really, really bad. Seems like so far for Carson Hargrove, it's been a good thing. Ryan Collins in 5th behind Jay Craig. Somewhere in the distance is Jay Craig. And here is Chase Black. Oh, a bit of a snap on the exit at 2 for good measure. Well, we're almost into the last 3 minutes of the race. And once again, it's been a race of attrition. Trying to keep your car on track has been proven difficult once again. Carson Hargrove at the front of the field has now opened up the gap to over 2.8 seconds. Under 2 minutes to go now, and then we'll know how the $1,000 in prize money is going to be distributed, and to who? Jay Grigg might still be in with a wild card. Something has to happen to any of the three drivers ahead, and he'll be there to pick up the pieces. But Anthony Wen might just be securing his second place here. We're into the last lap of the race. 21 laps completed at the end of this one. Or at least it's close. It's going to be close across the line. We might add an extra lap to it. Carson Hargrove, he's had all the challenges. He's had everything thrown at him here today. Into Dingledell one last time. One of my favorite corners as a commentator to pronounce on any track. Oh, it's going to be so close. 20 seconds to go from here on. They might well make another lap. Carson Hargrove. Will he slow down to make sure this is the last lap? No, I don't think he will. Is the checkered flag out? Checkered flag is not out. We're going to add another lap to this race. One final lap to go. Carson Hargrove has one final lap to take $500 home. Anthony Wen will be chasing him down for it. But we'll also be making sure that he can take the $350 home. That would still be an immense amount of money to put towards either more sessions at One Line Racing Center, or maybe put to anything that's immense to real life racing. And oh boy, would that be awesome. Carson Hargrove, 3.8 seconds ahead of Anthony Wen. He's had everything thrown at him. He's had the kitchen sink thrown at him. But nothing has seemed enough today to beat Carson Hargrove. For a moment, we thought he would be under attack. For a moment, Anthony Wen got underneath that second. But never was Carson Hargrove really under attack. He has one final corner to round off. He does so successfully. Carson Hargrove will take home the $500 for the One Line Racing Center Community Cup Winter Season Finale. He wins ahead of Anthony Wen. Chase Black, after turning the wrong way on lap 1, will take home a podium at $150 still. Jay Grigg will just about miss out, but for sure can't be mad about the drive he's had this evening. Things didn't go his way on the first lap, but still finishes fourth. Only 16 seconds back of the podium, and only 30 seconds back on the overall win. If you ask me, that's not too bad at all. O'Ryan Collins in 5th. Ahead of Cotto here. And Julian Cotto in 6th. Weston Criddle has also finished the race in 9th. Julian Cotto across the line. Then it's Daniel Gotch in 7th. An eventful race for those two, having a fight with each other. But halfway through, Daniel Gotch coming out second best in that one. Ishfaq Azam in 8th. Only 7 seconds behind P7. And that's it. That's it for the finishers this evening. What a race we've had. And that's it for the One Line Racing Center Community Cup Winter Finale. It's been an eventful race to say the least, but at the end, The $1,000 have been distributed between Carson Hargrove, Anthony Wen, and Chase Black. It's Carson Hargrove going home with a $500 check. Then it's Anthony Wen going home with a $350 check. And Chase Black going home with $150. Once again, of course, we thank everyone at the One Line Racing Center and all drivers that have taken part. 2025 has started with a bang. We'll see you soon, hopefully back for some more One Line Racing Center racing action. Until then, stay safe. Good night.